Huh.
Sorry.
I mean, it's a lot of money to spend here with that fucking thing like that.
Well,
It's
you know, but the point that I made with Richard during our interview is that, you know, when you talk about consensus of a community, you know, we have like
science is not majority rule.
It isn't majority rule, and that's true. At one point, it was only Einstein.
At one point, it was only the Catholic Church saying, you know, Galileo, you're one guy, you don't know anything, we'll torture you. That's why it's not majority.
But and that's the thing, though. That there are the modern scientific profession has developed mechanisms by which to vet and to
Like peer review?
and peer review, and that's very important. So, you know, when you're talking about consensus,
We're not. It's not majority rule.
where you only have 9/100% of the engineers who
That's your argument. And again, I've already validated
I know.
it.
Yeah, and you can't very well peer review evidence that NIST won't share with fellow scientists.
Bob said he agrees that NIST, he thinks it's wrong that NIST wouldn't release the computer input data.
I think
Right.
that would do
So
a lot
I
to
don't
take
understand how Bob is so, he works for a magazine called Skeptic Inquirer, and if you're skeptical, you would certainly be skeptical of somebody that refuses to show you how they reach their conclusion, right?
Well,
Shake your head, yes.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that they came up, that there were multiple unaffiliated, I mean, they were joined at the contract, the people who awarded the contracts, but there were multiple departments and research groups and private companies who were doing this, and then they shared their results at stages along the way. So there were waypoints for peer review, for collaborative work. You know, where they would talk about like we should be using this model.
Let me interrupt for just a point, because you said it was peer review. So if they wouldn't release the data regarding how they reached their conclusions, how could it be peer reviewed if they haven't released that information?
I can't say. I mean, I honestly don't know. Like what was the specific mechanism by which they established that they were doing the peer review? I can't say.
Yeah, because I mean, there is a peer-reviewed proven that the nanothermite, chips, unignited chips in there, but there is no, peer review on the NIST story because they haven't released the information on how they got to their conclusion. And if you work for a magazine called the Skeptic Inquirer, you got to be skeptical that they're not releasing that information to be scrutinized or peer reviewed.
Right, the burden of proof is definitely on the government. I mean, and to assume that because we have 1,500 architects and engineers that are risking their lives and livelihood to sign a petition, to actually act on the First Amendment, to petition for regress, we can't assume that the scientists and architects and engineers that didn't sign that document yet automatically agree with the.
Oh, I think that would be a hasty generalization. I can report too.
Yeah.
Well, let's walk and talk because we've got to get him on a plane.
I'm running out of batteries, so you're